Singapore Democratic Party Chairman Paul Tambyah says his team remains focused on helping residents navigate a post-COVID future amid allegations of falsehoods such as the 10 million population target and, most recently, comments on the government's handling of the pandemic. He was speaking at a walkabout in Bukit Panjang. The party was issued a correction direction under Singapore's fake news law over claims that the government is planning for a population of 10 million. This isn't the party's first brush with the Protection from Online Falsehoods and Manipulation Act, more commonly known as POFMA. It was previously issued an order to correct posts on manpower statistics.
There was this thing called the multiple meanings. And they say things like, I mean, again, this is lawyer talk, and I'm not a lawyer. You know, if you say the sky is blue, then somebody else could say, oh, he said the sky is green. And then green is a somewhat different shade of blue. And so, you know, therefore you made a false statement that the sky is green. You know, for a simple doctor like me, that's way beyond my comprehension. But apparently that's the way the POFMA is worked, that you don't actually have to say the statement. See, somebody reading your statement or listening to your statement may get this idea.
Co-chair of the Multi-Ministry Task Force, Lawrence Wong, had also called comments from Mr. Tambyah false and baseless allegations after Dr. Tambyah had spoken on the government's handling of the pandemic at a forum. But Dr. Tambyah claims it's easy under the fake news law to be accused of statements one did not make. Instead, he wants to focus on helping residents with bread and butter issues.
This is the pattern that the POP does, you see. They don't want to confront the issues. They take an issue and then they paint the SDP as being distorters or propagating all kinds of untruths and stuff like that, but there's no substance whatsoever.
SDP chief Chee Soon-juan has questioned Mr. Gan Kim Yong's track record as health minister. Dr. Chee says, quote, he remains in his post despite repeated debacles, end quote. Listing the Hepatitis-C outbreak in 2015, the SingHealth cyber attack, and the HIV registry data leak last year as examples. In an e-rally on Sunday, he adds that not only did Mr. Gan not step down, he was appointed co-chair of the COVID-19 task force. Dr. Chee compared this with the 2011 elections when the People's Action Party received just over 60% of the vote share. 3 cabinet ministers had stepped down after that election, a move which Dr. Chee believes was done in part to placate voters.
And compare this to Wong Kan Seng, Raymond Lim, and Mao Bao Tan, whom I mentioned stepping down after 2011 when his percentage of votes came down. But now not only does Mr. Gan continue in his post, despite all these debacles, he was appointed to head the task force with Mr. Lawrence Wong to deal with the COVID pandemic.
In that e-rally, Mr. Tan Chee Seng also laid out the costs of his party's proposals and suggested how these costs can be funded. He was responding to the queries from the ruling party. He says the suspension of the GST till the end of 2021 will cost $11.3 billion. The retirement income for seniors is estimated at $2.8 billion. While the retrenchment scheme is around $2 billion. The 3 initiatives come up to about $16 billion, and Mr. Tan says these can be funded from the interest earned from the investment of Singapore's national reserves. That amount this year is $18.6 billion, which leaves a balance of $2.5 billion.